Hi, welcome to Commanders Daily, everybody. It's your daily look at what's going on with the Burgundy and Gold. I'm Bob Matthews. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss a day of it. It is an off day for the Commanders yesterday on Tuesday as they head to Foxborough for joint practices coming up later today with the New England Patriots. So this is, one of those things that teams are doing now, and it's a way for the starters to get real work in against, somebody in a different colored uniform, but in a controlled setting. It's become very popular, obviously, the last few years. This way, again, coaches can look at specific things. They can control the line of scrimmage. I guess most importantly, your starting quarterback, no matter what, still isn't getting touched in this game. And let's face it, that's really the most important thing for both of these teams, with, Jaden Daniels and Drake May of the Pats. So they're practicing today. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of it, who impresses in this. I'm keeping my eye big time on the offensive and the defensive line because both have looked really good here during camp. But again, it's usually one's going against two. So let's see how some of these guys look when they're going against a starter from another team. Really, really looking forward to seeing that a little bit later today. Commanders have released their first depth chart of the preseason, and not a lot of surprises in it, but there have been a couple. The first one, I think, is in the wide receiver room. Now, we've talked a bunch about what a great camp Jaylen Lane's having. He looks like he's pushing Luke McCaffrey for that number 3 spot, that number 3 wide receiver spot. The wide receivers in order right now are Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, McCaffrey, Jaylen Lane, Noah Brown, and Chris Moore. But the fact that Lane has leapfrogged a couple of veterans says that the coaches are really, really impressed by what they're seeing there. Although they are also, I heard Cliff Kingsbury today saying he can't believe the difference in Luke McCaffrey this year. It's night and day. He's so much more confident, et cetera, et cetera. If McCaffrey gets off to a slow start, he could see a lot of his steps taken by Lane, and again, Jaylen Lane will be one you really want to keep your eye on Friday night in the game. See exactly how he plays out there with the twos. Jacorei, Croxy, Merritt, heretofore known as Bill, also having a good camp, and you can see that in the depth chart because right now he's listed as number 3 behind Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler, which means if final cuts were made today, I think he'd be in and Jeremy McNichols would be out. Still, McNichols is, he's a good guy in the locker room. He's what Dan Quinn calls a culture guy. He's also really, really good in pass protection. So be interesting to see if one of these guys are out, which one it would be. I would assume it would be Croxy Merritt because you can always stash him on the practice squad. But again, these are the kind of things that you look for during training camp. So, update on Terry McLaurin, not really much going on that front. Did have Diana Rossini I wouldn't say making some news, but she was talking with B. Mitch and Finley on 106, on the Fan, 106.7 The Fan, and did say, and she had mentioned this on her podcast as well, that you can relax a little bit. She really, really believes, and Rossini is a really, really good reporter. She's working for The Athletic now, but she's talked to a bunch of people inside the building. She says this is going to get done. It's just a matter of when. Obviously, we all want it to happen here within the next week so that Terry can get some practice time in and get some snaps. Again, in week 2 of the preseason, because by week 3, we're going to be shutting a lot of those guys down. So again, Diana Rossini saying that the Terry deal will get done. And when it comes to money, again, you're looking at somewhere around $30 million. She also said that apparently the big holdup right now is the AAV. Why they're stuck on that, I don't know. I'd be stuck on guaranteed money, but if it's the AAV, they will find a way to work that out here in the next week or so, I would think. I really don't see it going into week 3 of training camp because, again, if it gets to that point, you got to be in football shape to play football. Terry's got to get on the practice field during the preseason for at least a week or so. If not, you're really running the risk of, nagging little injuries to start the year that can linger throughout the entire thing. You don't want to see hamstrings get tight, that kind of stuff. So hopefully they get this done here within the next week or so. Don't forget, drop a comment in the comment section below. We love getting them. I really appreciate all of the comments that you guys have been leaving here the last few weeks. And again, as we, actually get on the field here this weekend and get to see some honest-to-God football, I know you're going to have a lot on your mind. This is the place to vent about it. And after the game, we will do our best to talk about some of the things that you guys bring up in the comments. So don't forget to do that. Also, don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. If you had, thank you. If you haven't, we would appreciate it if you did so you can be along for the ride. What we think is going to be a very, very interesting year. See you again tomorrow. We'll have a full wrap-up on the joint practice with the Patriots. Remember, like the wise man once said, if you're out on your bike tonight, as always, do wear white.